Screw it, I want to start early. Hello ladies and gentlemen, that's the wrong setting. I meant to push that button. Welcome to another live stream here on the channel. And as you can probably read from the title, we're gonna do something really fun today. Because what I want to do today, and for whatever reason my chat box has not been updated yet. There we go, that should be better. We're gonna do something a little bit special because we're gonna be going over my process of building my own Linux desktop. And I'll tell you why I want to do this today. So I've been using Linux for probably a couple of years now, and in the last little while I found myself being very into the idea of setting up my own Linux desktop, and there's a few things that I want to be doing for that today. So for one thing, I need to readjust my chair. There we go, that should be better. There's a few things that we're going to be doing for this today. So for one thing, we're going to be doing this in a virtual machine using VMware Workstation. Because this is a really cool utility that I typically do a lot of virtualization in nowadays. We're just gonna set up a virtual machine in here, and there's a few things that I'm gonna be doing for this. So, first things first, we need to do this, and I'm going to save this in its own little folder here on a separate drive. Virtual machines right there. I'm gonna make one called Fedora. Alright, that should do it. And 40 gig hard drive. So there's a few things that we're gonna do in this. First of all, of course, we need to install the actual OS, which is the first step of this. Once that's done, we're going to install our desktop that we're gonna be building on top of. And I want to do a lot of theming, and I want to set things up the way that I like them to have. Now, whether or not this is going to be useful for everybody who watches this, let me readjust my my webcam real quick. That's a little better, I feel. And I should also open this up. There we go. So that half my face isn't washed away in plain darkness. So, but yeah, you get the idea. We're just gonna build this up from the ground up with absolutely nothing, and we're gonna have some fun from there. So what we need for this obviously is an install of Fedora 36. Now we're going to be using a beta version of this because that is going to allow us to have the most up-to-date version of our OS up and running. Alright, there's the install disk, and I need to create a user. Now one thing that I want to point out real quick about this is that if you're going to run a server instance of Linux, I highly recommend you just disable the root account, or just keep the root account disabled. Why? Well, I don't ever use a root account myself because it just adds up way too much clutter in your system. Because what it's going to do is it means that you will have to use two separate platforms for your system, for your user account and for root. And root is what you're going to be using to set up a lot of stuff, like installing packages, using systemctl to configure certain aspects of your system easily, and everything. So keep that in mind. What I also recommend you doing, because we are using Fedora server, because yeah, we are going to use Fedora for this, and I'll tell you why in a sec. What you want to do in here is you want to go up to here, install medium, and then you want to turn this up to network, so that it's going to grab packages and things like that from the network, which is going to be really handy for people who want to do certain things. And the reason why is because if you're going to install things from the network, it's going to grab packages for specific Fedora versions. So for example, they have installs right here with an i3 window manager. You can use Deepin. You can install Mate, Cinnamon, and all that stuff. And you can install that from just the install medium once you're on the network. However, we're not going to do that. We're just going to install a custom operating system, which basically means that you just get all the basic stuff that you need for the pure minimum of what an operating system like this needs. So you can build essentially whatever you want from the ground up. What I also want is just standard tools that we're going to need. I also want ODR and VDR and window managers. Alright. So now we have the absolute bare minimum of what we're going to need for our system. We're going to install it. And that's from there. And my chair needs replacing. And it needs replacing really badly. You see, my chair hasn't been doing so well. Goes without saying that my chair is not doing so well. It tends to constantly break down on me a lot of the times recently, and it's just not pleasant anymore. Sitting on this chair is, I mean, it's still a very comfortable chair. It's a great chair, but it's not something that I would want to be using much more if I can help it. So, we're gonna let this install, and let's talk a little bit more about the distro that I'm going to be building this desktop on top of because I figure I have a feeling that a bunch of people would be quite interested in that. So let's talk about it. This right here is what we're gonna be working on. This is Fedora. And Fedora is not something that I've used before. Well, actually, I have tried to use Fedora before. And the problem with Fedora that I had last time was that there was some kind of a bug in Fedora 35 that I was experiencing that just for some reason, the download would just be completely broken. I don't know if there was something wrong with my virtual machine or something, but for some reason, whenever I would go to the download page and I just grab the latest download right here, Fedora 35, which is the most stable, or at least I thought so until I eventually found out, hey, this ISO might be broken because it installs a broken Fedora instance on my system, so that all I get when I initially boot into it is a console TTY, and I can't do anything in it. I don't have an account, I can't log into it. So essentially what I got was a broken system that I could not interact with in the slightest. So that was the problem that I was dealing with Fedora last time that I tried it. Yeah, that was fun. I never experienced something like that with any other distro that I tried before. So, yeah, that was a really fun experience. I never want that to happen again. While that is installing, I'm gonna check some things real quick. So, there's a few things that I have open on here. And one of which is a little guide for an awesome configuration that I'm just going to be using for reference during this live stream. I mean, I could also just open up a guide and use that, but maybe I'll just open up a guide later on in the live stream during in this actual instance of Fedora that I'm installing. It doesn't really matter, honestly, because most what I can do is it's pretty easy to figure out once you actually know how certain things in this work. It can get easier and easier depending on what you're gonna be doing in it. But yeah, this is the thing. I also just wanted to mention something real quick about the desktop that I'm gonna be building on top of. Let me show you this. You already saw this little snippet of the video that I just showed you, but let me actually just look it up real quick. Awesome WM. Because this is what we're going to be working with. This is Awesome Window Manager. And essentially what this is it's just a window manager, as the name suggests. And basically, what you can do with this is that this is going to be our starting point for the desktop that we're going to be building. So you can pretty much see what we're going to be working with. We're just going to have a top bar, and we're going to get a tiling window system. And that's what we're going to be working with today. Why am I going to be using this instead of just a regular desktop environment? Because a desktop environment, I feel, is not the way to go for any Linux user. I mean, it's great if you're going to be using, if you're used to it. Like, I'm pretty much used to using tiling or floating windows like this, where I can just very easily minimize everything and resize it all like this, and you know, things like that. But I mean, I also like to have something that I can have a little more fun with. And ever since I started using tiling window managers, because I've been using these for a little while now, these things feel freaking phenomenal. If you know, if you get a certain feel for how this kind of stuff works, it is the best you'll ever feel being on a computer. At least that's how it is for me personally. I know it's not going to be for everyone, but I do really want to set this up for myself, and I want to have some fun with it. And that's the reason why I want to do this in a live stream, because I want to show people how I'm going to build this, and I want people to be able to watch with me as I do this. Because yeah, that's what that's what I like to do on this channel now. Just do nothing but absolute nonsense. That's what this is. The Phoenix Star YT channel went from a channel that I used to put all kinds of big projects on. It went from that to what we're essentially looking at right now. Right now I'm just screwing around with a bunch of crap that nobody probably gives a crap about. Obviously, I'm just being sarcastic. I'm just trying to be funny here. It's not really working. I'm not the funniest guy in the world, but I at the very least try. But yeah, this is something that I'm going to love doing, I'm sure. I don't normally do stuff like this. I've never done this before. So this is probably going to end up in complete and total disaster. But you know what? That's okay. That's okay. We break stuff on this channel. That's what we do. So we're just gonna have some fun on here. Let's hope that this is going to work. I do severely hope that it at the very least boots to... Ah, there we go. Okay. So, I just screwed that up royally. Okay, yeah, let's redo that. So then, guys, welcome to our system. I hope you enjoyed this live stream. Nah, I'm just kidding, obviously. Okay, first thing on the agenda. Update the system. This is the first thing that you always want to do on any system that you install. If you're gonna install a new operating system, doesn't matter what it is. If it's Windows, Mac OS, or Linux, update. Run your updates. It's the first thing you always do on any Linux system. Keep that in mind. And it's the first thing that I do whenever I turn on my computer. The first thing that I do when I boot into Linux is I run my updates. And the reason why I do this on any Linux system that I run is because it feels amazing to do that, honestly. I don't normally say that about any operating system that I update, but updating Linux feels flipping fantastic. The reason why it feels flipping fantastic is because, well, for one thing, you get to see this. You get to see all of this stuff fly by with all of the text, with all of the packages, and you can see all of this stuff just fly by. And I don't know. There's something about it that just makes me smile every time I see this. It does do one package at a time, though. That's a bit of a shame. It only does one package at a time, and it doesn't really do 5 packages at once. Unlike Pac-Man with Arch Linux and everything. That updates like 5 or 6 packages at a time. This one only one, which is a bit of a shame. Because it does make the process feel a little slower than what it otherwise would be. It's not a big deal, really. Doesn't really matter too much, but it is a noticeable difference. Okay. So that should be done in a minute. Let it just install all of that first. And then we can actually get to the really fun part, and that's to install everything that we're going to need, which is our desktop, our web browser, our terminal, and all of that stuff. Because yeah, we are going to need a bunch of crap on our system. Okay, so we have all of that. Let's clear this, and let's do. And now we get to the fun part, which is installing everything that we need. So the first thing that I want to install is, of course, our window manager, which is awesome. I want to install Kitty for the terminal, NeoFetch, so we can see what we're running. I want to install Firefox for our web browser, just for a temporary web browser, of course. I'm gonna install Brave later on, but right now I don't really have the utilities to install that on here. I want to install Git so I can grab some repositories in there. I don't know if Nano is on here. It probably is. We'll test that out later. But I also want to grab Thunar, which is my file explorer. And I think... yeah, I also want to grab Breeze Cursor theme. And you'll see why in a moment. So, we're gonna grab all of that stuff. It's quite a few packages, but that's perfectly okay. We don't necessarily need all that many packages, just, we don't necessarily need to worry about package amounts just yet. Most of what we need to worry about right now is, for the desktop to not work correctly, which I don't think we need to worry about that too much. I mean, it's just a regular old awesome desktop. The fun thing about this, and one of the reasons why I decided to use Awesome Window Manager, for those of you who are somewhat familiar with what I'm working with here, Awesome Window Manager comes with a very good config out of the box. Like, you install it and it has already everything that you need for a base setup configured for you, and you don't need to worry about compiling everything yourself. Most of what you're going to need to do is get into the config file and change everything that you want to change about it. It doesn't matter. You can just do anything that you desire with it, which is great. But yeah, this window manager, there are a lot of window managers out there, and the vast majority from what I've used, like BSP WM and Xmonad, they are about as bare bones as any window manager can be. They come with nothing They come with virtually nothing out of the box. You have to compile, you have to build everything from scratch. And all you get when you boot into the desktop is black screen. You don't get anything. You don't even get to open up a terminal inside of it. So, yeah, you would have to do all of that crap yourself. I also just now realized that I haven't installed a display manager yet, so I need to install that real quick. SDDM for our display manager. And your display manager, in case you don't know, is just your login manager. So you boot into your system, the first thing you see is a login screen of some kind, which is great. SDDM is also very customizable. There's a lot of stuff that you can do inside of there. Okay, now what we need to do is go systemctl enable SDDM, and we need to do systemctl set -default, and then we need to do graphic theme, I think it was. Graphics theme then. Okay, graphical. I need to look this up real quick. Where can I find it again? Where is it? Install SDDM Fedora server. Yes. Let's see what we can find in here. Okay. So I don't necessarily have to do the graphical theme. Or maybe I'm just an idiot and I just need to do this. Yes, okay. I was just an idiot, I guess. Okay, Fedora is up and running. Now the first thing that we should see is our login screen. Let's hope that works. Hey, login screen! And we have several things in here. So, for one thing, this is the Fedora server default login screen, but you can change this out as you wish. So we get our session menu, which just has awesome in it, which is our window manager, of course. And we can log in by just putting in our password in here. Boom! First try! So there's so this is the main desktop that we're going to be working in for the majority of the time. However, there are some things that we need to do inside of here. For one thing, we have our terminal in here, which is not the terminal that I want to be using for this. But I do want to run a NeoFetch inside of here. We're running under just 1,000 packages, which is not bad for a basic system. And as you can probably tell, this is a relatively lightweight system also. We're only running on less than 400 megs. Now, once we're actually loading up a bunch of other stuff in here, it can start to eat up a little bit more RAM than what it is right now. But, you know, this is not bad. This is a really good first draft for what we're going to be working in for the rest of it. So I'm gonna take a quick little bathroom break, and after that I'll be back and we'll get started on building the desktop.
no stopping us. Fly without boarding pass. Couldn't catch me, I'll be moving fast. Call me a shooting star. Let 'em know who you are. Flying up in a bar. Wish on a star. Time to show 'em who's in charge. Call me a shooting star.
Didn't even get to cross.
I said I'm moving too far. Get to glass. Looking at a shooting star. Got more than a couple of people going mad. I swear they're rooting hard. Tell them I'd be big in the game like she went and got them breast implants. I said I'm moving too fast. Didn't even get a glance. I'm ready to eat up track like I'm seated in a restaurant. If you had swag like mine, you know it's best to flaunt. We aren't hating because you aren't. Shining like it's neon. Rock like kings of Leon. Shooting stars across the galaxy. I stand out, so don't be mad at me. Infiltrate, I'm with my strategy. When I turn up, then I just have to leave. Shooting stars across the galaxy. I stand out, so don't be mad at me. Infiltrate, I'm with my strategy. When I turn up, then I just have to leave. Yeah, shooting. Yeah, shooting. Yeah, shooting. Yeah, shooting shots. Shooting stars.
Didn't even get to cross.
I said I'm moving too far. Get to glass.
Okay then, I'm back. That went on a little longer than I was expecting. But hey, we're back in business. Let's get on to the desktop. Now, there's a few things that I need to do in here. First of all, I want to get rid of this piece of crap terminal. So let's see what we can do in here. There's a little ROM prompt here that we can run this in. And I think we have Git installed. Yes, we do. Okay, perfect. And the reason why I wanted to have that, by the way, is because I want to... Oh, lol. What I want to do in here is I want to git clone a project from someone who goes by the name of Chris Titus Tech. He did a beautiful kitty thing. And I want to grab that real quick so that we can use that instead of whatever the heck this ugly thing is that we've got in here. This terminal is not quite what I would want to use. Actually, let's do something about the resolution now that we're in this. But there we go. That's much better of a resolution. Okay. Let's run Thunar. And now we can do a couple of things inside of here. So, what we've got are a couple of things. And this is the big thing that we want to have inside of here. So we're going to open this in a terminal. Could not find fallback terminal emulator application. Oh, that's wonderful. That does not work. I should probably just... take all of this then and CD into there through my terminal. And what I need to do actually is there a .config inside of my there is. Okay, that's going to make things a crap ton easier. So what I can do now is I can move Kitty to home/.config. Perfect. Now that should put the folder into .config right there. And it appears that it did indeed do that. So let's try and run Kitty again. Yes, that's more like it. Okay. So now we actually have a bit of a prettier terminal to work in. And we also have this. Now, I normally don't like to use just a regular file manager to do any of the things that I want to do. What I also want to do is I want to grab Firefox in here real quick. So that I can do that. And this has a floating mode for whatever reason. Alright. So, let's have some fun now. Now that we actually have that, we have our little kitty right here. But we should also have a folder called Awesome. So we are going to make that directory. And we have that now. So there's also a file called rc.lua. And what I want to check real quick is how I can get that. How do I get that file to... Okay, yeah, so we need to copy this stuff. And we're just gonna do a MV and insert that in there. Oh, okay. Yeah, then I just need to do that. And put in my password. And now when I CD into Awesome, we see the rc.lua in there. And that is going to be a very important file because the rc.lua is going to determine what will happen in your Awesome configuration. So it's going to tell the window manager how to look and how to function. So that is what we're going to be working most of the time in. Do we have nano? Yes, we do. Okay. So we are going to nano rc.lua. I know that I know that Vim is better for the people who like to use Vim. I personally like this better because this is a lot easier for me to use. Okay. So the first thing that we want to do is I want to change around my terminal, because right now, every time that I do super enter, you get this ugly thing right here, which of course we don't want. We want that terminal. As a matter of fact, I want that terminal gone. So I'm just gonna DNF remove xterm. But before I do that, let's change this real quick. So we're gonna set the terminal to kitty. And we're gonna change this to kitty. And editor is going to be nano for me. We're gonna save that out. Oh, it didn't. I need to do that in sudo. Okay, that should be better. Like I said, this is a first time for me. I've never even attempted anything like this before. Actually, that's kind of inaccurate. I have used something similar to this before, but I've never actually tried to build my own desktop from this. Okay, so now that we have that, I need to restart Awesome. And it starts up in floating. That does not matter. We can change that around to tile in here just as easily. And now what we can do is we can open a new terminal like that. And that immediately opens the kitty terminal. That is beautiful. Okay. So now we don't need to worry about constantly having to have the xterm open. Now we just get kitty as our main terminal, which is flippin' fantastic. The next thing that I want to change is, of course, these layouts. There's a couple of layouts that Awesome Window Manager uses. There's floating, there's tile left, bottom, top, and all that stuff. And what I want to do is I want to blank out floating. I want to blank out this one, this one, this one. And I want to blank out these two. And yeah, we're also going to blank out max and max full screen. The reason why is because when we do this, we get to have just these 5 layouts. So you can get tiles, you can get spirals and all that stuff. That is going to make things a lot easier for people who just want the tiling experience. Which I reckon most people will want to simply have just the tiles and not to have a bunch of garbage on there. Alright. So you have that. I just realized something. There are a few programs that we're still kind of missing. Those being my personal favorites. PyCom, which is going to be our compositor. It's going to let us do all kinds of effects like fade-ins and other things like that. And I also want to use Variety. Variety, for those who don't know, is a wallpaper manager. So you can use Variety to change all of your wallpapers around. And one of the cool things I can actually show you is Variety can actually pick up wallpapers from the internet. So what you need to do for that is you just run Variety, which seems to be having some problems running. Hang on, I can actually remedy that by just running Variety in the terminal. Oh. No module named Cairo. Okay. That's a little bit weird. I may need to see if I can fix that, actually. Can I run... I just want to try something. Can I run it in here? Oh, that terminal is freaking blinding me. Oh, that's terrible. Okay, it seems that we are having some problems with that. Let's see what we can do about that. Let's install Cairo. And that doesn't seem to be working. Okay. Beautiful. I may need to look into that and see if I can fix that stuff. Because that should work. I know for a fact that that should work. But it doesn't. So we need to look into that at some point. I do really want to have a different wallpaper though, because this is not the wallpaper that I want to be using for this. Actually, I just realized something. I could actually do all of this. But I also want to do some theming. Which is going to be a tad difficult if I ever wanted to... Let's actually check something out. So, rc.lua in Awesome Window Manager is also going to determine what your window manager is going to look like. Now, the thing is, if I'm going to grab a custom theme from the internet, it will overwrite that rc.lua that I'm right now creating. And what the crap is this? KDE with Awesome Window Manager? Is that a thing that you can do? Okay. I have no idea why you would want to do that, but it's possible, I guess. Let's see. What kind of stuff do we have on here? Oh, there's a lot of great things that we can grab from here, I think. Oh, this is just an image gallery, but maybe we can get some inspiration from it. Let's take a look at some of this. What do we have here? Oh, that looks really neat. I actually kind of like that. I don't know if I would ever use something like this. It has like 3 different tabs for terminal. I personally don't think that it's necessary to have that many. This is flippin' awesome. Very custom, but yeah, that's cool. Okay, I would use something like this. This is something that I could use. But I would like to, at the very least, remove those top bars, those title bars. Those title bars, I don't know about you, but I absolutely despise title bars in my window manager. It looks anything but good. This kind of looks the exact same like the default thing. This has a very retro feel to it. It actually kind of looks like one of those really old cell phones. Like a really old phone. That's cool. This is also really cool about Awesome Window Manager. You can do all kinds of cool stuff with it without having to go too far out of the default configuration. Because the default configuration for this is already really cool. Okay, this is flippin' awesome. This has a lot of that GNOME feel to it. It's cool. I love it. Okay, this is also still pretty close to the base configuration. What other things do we have? What? This looks like it came straight out of a science fiction movie. What the crap? Okay. I don't know if I ever would use that, but that's pretty neat, I guess. Yeah. But we can do something about the theming later. We don't necessarily have to do that right now. As a matter of fact, I kind of just want to get some of this stuff going. We also have a little prompt in here, which we kind of need to fix up. Because right now we just get the run prompt inside of here, which is cool. But I want to use something a little bit different. So what we want to use instead of that is something that I really like, and it's called Rofi. Now, I personally have never really messed around much with Rofi, but I do really like to use it. So let's see what we can do with it. Rofi, run. Let's see what happens when we do drun. The following can be enabled. Rofi, enable drun, I guess. What exactly is the... Is there a .config available for that? It doesn't look like it. Maybe I'll give that a shot later, but... For simplicity, what we can also do is just do dmenu. Sudo dnf install dmenu. Dmenu is also quite good. We can make use of that. So what we can do from here is we can go dmenu-run. And then we can put in all kinds of stuff inside of our dmenu up there. It comes up here on the top bar, so and it's kind of small still, so we need to fix that around. But yeah, we can do that. That's also not very difficult to do. Okay, yeah, wallpaper, we can definitely change that around sometime. This is just using the default wallpaper, so what you can get is something like this that just has the default wallpaper in it. But we definitely want to change that wallpaper around. As much as I like the awesome wallpaper, I also kind of want to use something different for that. So yeah, what we can do is we can just remove this entire thing, just so we can have our own wallpaper to it. So we are just going to blank out all of this. It's probably not necessary, but it just makes me feel better. Let's see what happens when I reload now. And I just completely broke the whole system, and now we don't have a top bar. Oh, I can't even interact with my cursor now. Oops. Okay, I just broke everything. I broke my entire system. Okay, I need to fix that. Can we get like a console T2Y in here? Yes, okay. cd.config /awesome nano rc.lua. Okay. So we can at the very least still fix that whole thing up. Oh. Okay, so we definitely do not want all of this to break. Oh. I need to... Again, I need to do that as sudo, not as just a regular user. My bad. You see, this is where the fun begins. This is the really fun part about messing around with stuff in Linux. Literally anything can break. Hello, Fruitjon. Welcome to the stream, my boy. Okay, so let's see what happens when I do that. Yeah, that doesn't really work much. Can I at the very least do exit? Yeah, I can do that, but it doesn't really work very well. Okay, what we do is reboot. And hope that we actually get a functioning setup now again. Hey, we have our desktop again. Let's never do that again. I don't even know why the frick that happened. Somebody asking me if I checked out a video yet. We'll do after stream, I'm just gonna say. I don't really feel like watching random videos during a live stream, thank you very much. Okay, we're gonna pretend that whole thing never happened, and we're just going to get back into this and break our system again. Let's do that. That sounds like a fun time. We're never gonna do that again. Yeah, this is that entire thing that broke my system. Don't do that, ladies and gentlemen. You definitely do not want that to happen again. Okay, mouse bindings, key bindings. Standard program. Yeah, that's just going to spawn our terminal. All of this is just going to do all of that. Okay, so there is one command on here that basically says, I want to quit a program, or I want to quit a, or I want to kill a program or whatever, something like that. And basically what I want to do with that is I want to change that entire thing around, because the way that it's set up is it makes me go Super Shift C, which honestly kind of hurts my my hands to do every single time. So we want to change that around. And the best way for us, and I once again did not do that as sudo. I just need to do this as sudo. Come on, guys. Do this the correct way. Don't do this the wrong way, my friends. But yeah, we need to change some of this stuff around. Let's see where that thing is. Yeah, this is just pop-up, show help. Show help, left. Let's see, show menu. There is a hotkey in here that lets you close a window with a short key, which I want to change. Should be over here somewhere. Toggle full screen. Yeah, there it is. So what we're going to do with this is I'm going to get rid of this entire shift thing. And we're going to change this to mod key Q. And I'll show you why right now, because this is not going to be that difficult to figure out for most people, and it also won't hurt their hand quite as much. So that's what we want. We do not have a did I just create a new file in there? No, I didn't. Okay, that's great. But yeah, this won't hurt your hands quite as much, which is great. And now what you can do is you can simply run a run this and have fun with it. So this is just going to open a terminal, which is correct. Let's see what other things we can do in here. Oh yeah, there's this thing right here. So right now what we have inside of here is a prompt. This is going to tell terminal to be all like, I want to run a program using this command. So basically what you're getting is you're getting this right here, which is going to tell the program, hey, when I hit super R, we're going to run the run prompt, which is great so that we can run any program from there. But we do not want that. What we want to do instead is we want this to be D menu. So what we're going to do in here is we're going in to call this run D menu. That's going to be our description. And I should actually check how to actually do this now that I think about it. Let me grab my little tutorial here. It tells me exactly how I need to do this. That's the auto start. But I want to change something else in here. Those are the layouts. Title bar. Prompt. Okay, great. So basically what this guy did, apparently, was he essentially just took this entire thing and got rid of it all, from what I can tell at least. He got rid of all of this until that function thing. And then what he did was he did awful.util.spawn. And then he goes dmenu.run. And that should give us a D menu the first time that we start this up. Let's see if that's true. That does not do much of anything. Okay, I need to check what stuff he actually did there.
And you have a line that has the actual command that you're going to run and a shortcut. I've moved. it down to 3 lines because I think it's a bit simpler that way. So this 3rd line here is the description, and that is how this will look if we do that. The way that these sort of things work is you have 2 lines.
Is there something that I missed here?
For a keyboard shortcut, you have a description, and then you have a line that has.
Oh wait, I know what I did wrong there. I did a single thing not quite right. That should do it. Yeah, that did the trick. So now we got a little D menu up there. So now what I can do up here is I can type kitty in there, and boom, we have a nice little terminal open, just like that. There's that. But there's a few more things that I want to do with this. So, for one thing, we have Thunar inside of here, which we want to run when we have with a single shortcut. So what I can do is I can select all of this stuff, and I want to copy that, and I want to put that into its own line. And the way to do that is by pasting it all like that. That is not right. Can we redo that? Nope. Okay, so we're just gonna do that entire thing again. I'm gonna select all of that again. Copy. And I want all of that to be pasted right over here. Why is it not doing what I prompted to do? Why is it being so stupidly difficult? Does it work now? Yeah, that's more like it. Also, what I want to do in here is I want to change that to D menu, so that you can actually get that. I want to change this to E, and then I'm going to call this Thunar. Beautiful. Now there is one other thing that I really want to do, and that is to change around my web browser, because right now we are just using Firefox. But I also really want to install Brave browser. Oh, oops. So what we're going to do is we're going to install Brave browser real quick. And the best way to do that is by just simply going over here and select all of this stuff. Get ourselves a terminal open and put all of that stuff inside of the terminal and install Brave. Alright. And that should do it. So from here on out, it's just a matter of sitting back and wait for all that to finish. I'll probably also end up changing up some of the theming later on once I'm done with all of the applications and stuff like that, because as much as I appreciate the default configuration and how easy it is to essentially get started with this without having to build everything myself, I kind of like to have something that feels a little bit more me. So we'll probably do that. But what I also really want is a different wallpaper. So we're going to check out if I can actually change around my wallpaper now. Nah, it doesn't really want to install. I have a feeling that Variety did not install it correctly. So maybe we should just try something else in there then. Or maybe I need to reinstall it entirely. I don't know. But it's weird. That should work. Let's see what happens when I try to run it again. Yeah. It's weird. I tried this before, but it had absolutely no problems running. You know what? I'm gonna try something different than that. Then I guess. Sudo dnf install. I'm gonna use something that I've never used before, which is a little utility called Nitrogen. You know, it's really weird. I recently tried Variety out on my own little virtual machine behind the scenes, and that just seemed to work perfectly. So I don't know why it doesn't work now. But you know what? It doesn't matter. We can just use this instead. So what we can do in here is we can check out a bunch of directories. And what we need to do in here is we need to put up a bunch of wallpapers in there. And what I kind of want to do is I want to install just a wallpaper pack. I don't really care what wallpapers I'm going to get from this, but I just really want to have something that I can use of my own. I could also grab the wallpapers that I use for myself. So basically the Phoenix Star YT wallpaper pack that I have linked in my link tree. But for the time being, we're going to be using a little bit different. It's a little something like this. So we're just going to download that. Go to my downloads folder. And that is not my downloads folder. That's just straight up dumping me into the downloads section of this. Oh, hang on. I just realized that I did not save this out, I think. I should probably also just close down Nitrogen. And Thunar does not get launched. Okay. That's just great. I need to unzip this. Sudo dnf install. Let's just install regular old unzip. That's already in there. Great. What is even CD downloads? And then we need to unzip free-45-best-nature-hd-wallpaper pack -.rar. How do I even do this? Extra files to pipe, no messages. Okay. -p. Nah, that doesn't really do much of anything with that. Okay, then we're just gonna install, I don't know. Let's just install Arc. I feel like a GUI unzipper is going to be much easier to use than anything that I could do with this right now. And once I'm done with that, I also just I'm also going to get rid of that ugly as sin title bar. And I'm just gonna swap that over to there. Just to make things look a little cleaner, I guess. Sorry for blinding you, by the way. I really do not want for that to happen. I also feel like we should have PyCom on here now that I think about it. Do we have it? Huh. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna unzip that to my home folder. Where is my home folder? It's over there. And we're going to make a new folder that we're just gonna call wallpapers. Beautiful. So we have that. Now I can go to my home and check out my wallpapers. And once I load up my nitrogen, what I can do now is I can go to preferences and add that that folder to my directories. So that should take that should grab all of the wallpapers that's in that folder to put them in one convenient little place. And it's going to go into full screen. And we can just pick out every wallpaper manually, which is a little bit... It's not quite what I would like. It's not exactly the kind of system that I would want to be using. I just like to have a randomized wallpaper every time that I boot up my system. But you know what? There's only so much that you can do with something like this. If it doesn't work, then it just doesn't work. And you just gotta live with it. That's the sad reality of it. But yeah, let's see what I'm doing wrong with this, because something is clearly not right in this file. So I should probably look into this, and I should also see if I can do something about Thunar or my wallpaper. Okay, so now Thunar is working with my short key. All right. Sure, man. Okay, file manager. And what I would also like to do is my web browser. So we have Brave browser on here, which is flippin' fantastic. So we want to have our web browser to start up with every button press. I cannot speak normally today. I'm sorry, guys. But what we want to do with this is we want to say Brave browser. And we're going to set that to B. And now every time that I do super B, that was super V, not super B, we get our little Brave browser there. Okay. Beautiful. So we have that. And those are just some of the basic hotkeys that I like to have in here. But there's a lot more to do in this. We are still not quite done yet. So let's see what kind of things we can actually do in here. We have the title bar. I actually really want this to simply be gone. So we're going to turn that to false. And let's hope that's all that I need to do for that to take effect. And it looks like it is. So now we just have completely completely get rid of those ugly as sin title bars. But there are still some things that I need to do in here that I really want to have in here. And there's a little thing called gaps. And I want to see real quick how we can actually add those into my thing here. That guy is just showing off his wallpaper. Oh yeah, I should also change my my terminal around a little bit. Because that is also a thing that I need to do, I think. Nah, it's already set to Kitty. I don't need to worry about anything else than that.
in Vim.
Let's see where he does the menu bar removal. Or the gaps, sorry. Menu bar, wow. Yeah, like that. Cool. So we're going to say beautiful dot useless underscore gap equals, and we're gonna set that to 5. I think that's a fine number. And what I also want for auto start is we want us a couple of apps to load up on startup. So there's a few things that we need to do for that. Let's see what he did to get that going. Yeah. Okay. What we want to do is we want to say awful.spawn.with underscore shell. And then we want to have that, and we are going to run nitrogen. And we are going to copy that line. And we're gonna do that and paste that in. And let's see what other stuff we need to load up with that, actually. Because we also want to have PyCom over there. Same thing for... Let's see, what other stuff do I want to have running on there? I mean, we don't necessarily need to have an awful lot of stuff running on startup, but it would be nice to at the very least have the option for it. Maybe as time goes on I can add something else to it, but yeah, we're just gonna leave that. Oh crap, what did I do? Let's not do that. Okay. Yeah, we can add more stuff in later on, and maybe if I get... oh. Yeah, that is not what I want. I want this to be set to -- random. And basically what that's going to do is it's going to load up a new wallpaper every time that I reload my window manager. So what I need to do then is just go reload. And that did not do jack shit. Hang on. Maybe I should then go next or something? Let's see how that works. No, that doesn't do jack shit. Okay, I should see if I can do something to fix that issue. Yeah, this guy has that exact same thing. Or no, wait, I'm looking at the wrong thing there.
And you can see that what it does is it just launches the Nitrogen app over here on my first window, which isn't really what I want it to do. What I actually want it to do is I want it to do a couple of different things. It could restore the last wallpaper that I set, or what I want it to do is I want it to pick a random wallpaper for me. So let me grab a wallpaper here. I'll just do a random one there. Okay, and hop back over here at our terminals, and you will see I do have transparency now. Very nice. And the easiest way to probably do this would be to run something like nitrogen -- restore. And this is probably what most people will run.
Ah, I see what it is. Okay. So this is what I'm going to need. Just go restore. That still didn't do the trick. Crap. Why did it do it? Okay, probably because I'm an idiot who didn't type that in correctly. Good lord. Yeah, I need to see if I can fix that up, actually. Because that is more than a bit irritating to have, to constantly switch my, my wallpaper like that. I am glad, though, that we now get, those gaps in between these things. And you can also kind of see which one of these, windows is being focused on, which is nice. Still not quite what I would want it to be, but it's... You know what? It's better than absolutely nothing at all. So, I'm quite happy about that. So, sorry about that. Now we essentially have a pretty good first draft for
And the way this
that.
works, if we open up a new terminal and we take a look at the man page for nitrogen, you can see, well, maybe, there we go, that's probably a little more readable. If we run it with the option restore, it's literally just going to restore the last picture that we set up. But a couple other things we can do with this that I think are pretty interesting. One that's very interesting is we can, one, set the mode for the wallpaper, so like set whether we want it to be zoomed or tiled or scaled or whatever else. And then something else we could do, there's a flag here, -- random, which is very, very nice. So let's do that exactly. So what we'll do is, rather than just typing in restore, we'll change it.
Yeah, this is not going to work. I have a feeling that Awesome Window Manager can run, can work with variety. It's just going to take a little bit more time than I was originally anticipating to actually work with that. But do we actually have? No, we don't have that. Do I even have PyCom installed on here? Let's actually check that out first. Yeah, I do have PyCom. So I don't know why it's not working here. Let's see, is there something that I'm missing in here? Okay, maybe I should just completely swap the thing in here. Maybe I should just be like PyCom. And I should then do nitrogen -- restore underneath that. And that should hopefully do absolutely nothing at all. Okay, hang on. I know for a fact that I can do this. Another composite is composite manager is already running. Ah, I see now. Okay, hang on. Let's try rebooting then. Let's see if that works. I have no idea because I've never tried that before, but we'll find out. Maybe it's the fact that there's another capacitor running in the background that's effing that up. Yeah, this is not all that much better. Okay. Okay. Oh crap, what did I... Why doesn't it just run the wallpaper the way that it should? Okay, there is something that I need to do with that. Let's see what we can do to fix that. Awesome WM, PyCom, another compositor already running. PyCom, compositor. Yeah, you know what? Let's just see what we can do with this. You aren't supposed to run multiple compositors as once. Gee, I'm not quite surprised by that, honestly. But if you could at the very least tell me what I'm supposed to do to fix it. Ooh. This is more or less a disclosure. There is so many PyCom forks that not all of them have the same features. So they point you to another fork that you should be using instead for that specific feature. Yeah. I don't necessarily need to have those things necessarily. Let's see if there's something else that I can find with it. Slow disappearance of windows. Nah, that's not what I need. It's definitely not what I need. Okay. cd.config ls-al. Is there a PyCom thing in here? It doesn't look like it. Alright. So this is quite the predicament that I just got myself into. Yeah, that is correct. That is what I want. Those are the layouts I need. A text clock widget, which is what I got right here. Which is cool. Task list, meh. Set wallpaper. I hate this so much. Ooh. Sorry about that. Is there anything that I missed in any of this? Menu bar, yeah. I could also just add a brand new workspace to this. I'm not gonna do that, but I could. I'm not sure why I would do that, but you know, it's a possibility that I could potentially do that, honestly. Oh! Sorry, guys. Let's see. Title bars are disabled. Yes. Awesome startup. Awful title bar. Yeah, that's just completely turned off, so I don't really need to have much of that. PyCom does start up on startup, right? So I don't know why it's not working correctly here. Also, I don't know why the wallpaper engine is just not cooperating at all. Oh, we do get some transparency in here. Okay, maybe I can do something with this. Maybe I can get something blur background, that's not what I want. VSync, enable VSync. Maybe it's because of the VSync. PyCom -- VSync. Another capacitor is already running. What capacitor is running? I legit have no idea what capacitor is running. PyCom session init fatal error. PyCom plus awesome. Sorry, guys. Let's see what we can find in here. Is Compton a thing then? Has Compton been installed in this? Hang on. Is this a thing? No, it doesn't appear that it's installed. Yeah, it's not in there. So there is another capacitor that's interfering with PyCom. Hang on. Maybe I can do this. Let's see what happens when I get rid of PyCom altogether and just DNF install, and then I'm just gonna try Compton. Because apparently I need to do that. And then I need to do Compton? That doesn't seem to be doing much for anything, but I do have some idea of okay, that's still not quite what I was hoping for. But let's see what we can do with it. Xrender sync, dbus. We do get a little bit of transparency in here, which is nice. But I also kind of want that fade effect, which I really like. VSync aggressive, VSync. No fading, open, close. Opacity. I can actually make... Okay. Opacity is a thing that I can do, apparently. Fade delta time. Oh, that's pretty cool. However, there doesn't appear to be any fade-ins in here. What I'm gonna do is the following. I'm just gonna try and reinstall. Is Compton still on here? Because we still get transparency. Yeah, it doesn't exist. Great. So let's try this. Let's try this again. And we still get that exact same error. Okay. Okay. What I want to do is I'm just going to power off that entire VM and restart it. I have no idea if this fixes any problems that I'm having here, but you never know until we try it. So it's always better to be safe than sorry, you guys. I don't know why PyCom is giving me so many problems. Yeah, it just does not want to work. You know what, maybe we can get that to work somehow. I just don't know how we can possibly get it to work at this state. But you know what? I'm 100% okay with what we got so far, actually. This is still... Clearly, this clearly still needs a lot of work done. But I'll figure that that entire compositor thing out. And see what I can do with that. Because I do really want that fade effect. I think that looks freaking awesome. And I think a lot of people will also like that. But as it is with this, yeah, I'm pretty happy with the things that we managed to get in this so far. By the way, this is saying File Manager instead of Web Browser. I should fix that real quick. There we go, Web Browser. And let's scroll all the way down over here and... turn that back to Compton. And reload. Yeah, I feel like that there is something that I can do with that. Let's open a web browser. Oh, it opened in my first thing. That's not something that I want to happen. Does it also do that for my file explorer? No, that just does it in here. Then why does it do this for... Okay. That makes complete and total sense. Compton... fade effects. Oh, where can I find the Compton config? cd.config isn't in here by any chance? There is no Compton config in here. Smooth transition effect. All the window manager slash desktop environment we offer use the same Compton config. In there you will find the settings, but there is no... There's no such thing, is there? Hang on. No, there's no Compton thing. Sudo nano Compton. No, there is no such thing as a Compton config file. So what do you mean there's a there's a Compton thing? Does it have something to do with the vsync in here? Hang on. It couldn't find vsync. Okay. Lower the animation. Disable better compositing. Long time i3 user plus Compton user. Today I went wild and decided to enable fade effects on Compton to make stuff look smoother. They are working fine when I open new windows and when I switch workspaces, but I'm not getting the effect when I close a window or switch. Okay. I'm just gonna go wild. I'm just gonna go Compton -- help and see what kind of stuff I can do with this. Because I genuinely do think that I should be able to fix this up. Blur background, blur background. I really do not want to blur the background, guys. Attempt to send painting request before v-blank. Yeah, maybe I should just do this. Maybe I should just do this. Can I even copy that? I have no idea what I'm doing. Does that work? Oh, yeah, that works. Dash none? Another composite manager is already running. Why is there? What other composite manager? What other composite manager? What did I do? Can I just... It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Okay. Hang on. How is there another composite manager already running? I don't even... Okay. What we're gonna do... I don't know how much this is going to help me, but I seriously need to know what other compositor could possibly be running. So we're gonna run htop. I have no idea how much this is going to help, but there's only one way to find out. Compositor running. How to determine which composite manager is running? Ah, that's what I need to do. Okay, okay. That makes sense. Actually, that kind of makes 0 sense, but let's see what happens. Oh. Does that work? Yep. And it installs a bunch more crap on top of what I already have. Okay. Let's see what we have. Compton. That makes 0 sense because it doesn't appear to be running at all right now. Okay. H-top. And what I then want to do is go filter. And then I want to go look for Compton. And I want to kill it. Sig kill. Okay. And then I want to do sudo dnf install. Or actually I want to remove Compton. Yes. DNF install PyCom. Okay, now it should work. That actually looks quite promising. What does it do when I do this? Doesn't do a whole lot, but what I should be able to do now is add it to my rc.lua. Go all the way down to the bottom and then add a auto start with PyCom. Okay, so now it should work. And it does appear to be working, but we still don't get any fade effects. So, PyCom fade effects. PyCom fading out. Let's see what kind of thing we could check in here. There could be something severely wrong with this particular instance of Awesome Window Manager that's screwing this up, but I don't know. Can I even... Yeah, it's still giving me that stupid error. It's error. Wow. Error. Upon enabling fade with the PyCom compositor, opening and closing windows will fade in and out. I would like the same effect upon switching workspaces. This works with i3 and with that. And it should also work with this. I was just thinking. Does he also have that stuff in here? Yeah, he also has a pycom.conf. What I can do is I can cd into Fedora Titus, and then I can just go move pycom.conf, and then I can just throw it into my own .config folder. File or name doesn't exist. Oh wait, I know why. It's because of that. Okay. Cool. Now it should work. That clearly did not exactly work the way that it should. Hang on. Yeah, PyCom is in there, so it should work, but... hang on. Let's see if I can do something about this. ls-al. Oh. Sudo nano pycom.conf. Let's see what kind of stuff we get. Shadows are set to true. Shadow offset. Is PyCom running? It is. Fading is set to true. Ooh. Yeah, okay. Haha, crap. You know, it's not necessary. We don't need the fade effects. But I do think it makes the OS a little prettier, a little better looking, if you know what I mean. What I think I should do is change this. Let's see if that helps at all. That doesn't look like it, but we at the very least get our wallpaper. For frick's sake. Come on. We can just turn this back. The fade effects are turned on, so I don't know why it's not working in here. I managed to get it to work previously, but who the frick knows? I don't know, man. Maybe there's something royally wrong with my particular instance of this. Maybe there is just something not quite right with the way that I installed Fedora in this particular system. In which case, I probably should look that up at some point. But you know what? This is fine. I'm honestly quite happy with what I've got so far, and I really like what I did with this. Let's actually check out something. What I want to do is I want to open up a new terminal and go cd.config. So essentially what I want to do is I want to grab the vast majority of this stuff, like my pycom.conf and pols and thunar and whatnot, and I want to grab a bunch of this stuff, and at one point I want to put it all on the GitHub, on a GitHub page, and then I will give all of this away for free. And you can grab all of this stuff yourself and have fun with it. Now, there might be some things that there are still a lot of things that I need to fine-tune, like, for example, that fade effect that just does not seem to work properly right now, so I need to fix that. And I also want to change some things around with the theming in this, because the theming, I don't know about you, but I don't really like the way that this looks so far. I mean, the font is cheap looking. The top bar is stupidly small on my relatively high resolution display. And, of course, there's a bunch of other stuff that I need to fix. But, other than that, let's have some fun with a little C matrix. Other than all of that, honestly, I am quite happy with what we've got so far. It's a really cool looking system from what I can tell so far. And I'm sure it's going to be freaking awesome to build all of this further from here. I want to thank you for watching this live stream. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. And we will continue to build all of this out later as time goes on. I'm very excited to get into building this thing, and we'll be sure to have a lot more fun along the way with this. There is one last thing that I would really very much like to do. Like I said, I have my own wallpaper pack, and I just made it available for people to download on my Linktree. So we're just going to install that real quick. Now, this is obviously not going to look quite right because, again, my thing just doesn't really work very well. My virtual machine is effing this up a lot, but that's okay. You can download this wallpaper pack for absolutely free on my Linktree. And all you need to do is just hit this little download button and just download everything, obviously, and then you can go to your downloads folder, save it all out in there, and then you can set all of my wallpapers as your own. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna download this stuff, and once that's done, I'm just gonna set a wallpaper, and we're gonna look at that thing for probably the majority of the time, unless I decide, you know what, I want to use something different as my wallpaper today. So yeah, we can change those out later, actually. We don't necessarily need to do this right now, but I really want to do this to end this live stream off on a very high note, because this live stream has been pretty crazy. It's been a very long while. Actually, I can just do this. Honestly, wallpapers, Phoenix Star YT wallpapers, and you get all of these. You can't really see them right now, but they are there. And once we open up Nitrogen, they are adding all up to here. Beautiful. And we're just gonna set this one as my wallpaper for the time being. It doesn't look quite right though. It should fill up the entire screen. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we're just gonna do a zoomed fill then. Look at that, that's a lot better. Okay, the stream is ending for real now, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.